morning, family. How we doing today? Yesterday I did a video on the throne, all right, as it relates to John vision. John saw heaven and how he saw it and what was there and what it does, and then I related to what His Excellency Kevin Smith was doing down there in Jamaica. How he made his ark, where he placed his throne, and the colors that was behind him, which represents a rainbow as the same color that was in the vision that John saw. So some slave that going through the seasoning process come out saying that I'm talking garbage, I'm talking rubbish, when I'm reading I'm reading word by word from the Bible. So if I'm reading word by word from the Bible and I'm talking garbage, that means the Bible is garbage because I'm reading word by word from the Bible. I did not take away anything, or I did not add anything. All I did is read from the Bible and contrast it with what was going on in His Excellency ark. Now, people, we are living in an age where you can go on the computer and Google and find what you want to find on the computer. The Bible has text that is over some 5,000 years old. Now the text may or may not refer to pre-biblical age, then, if you put it like that, because these texts may or may not refer to oral traditions that was before the recording period, which they call history, because history is when a man starts to write. So these texts may go back before the age where man started to write. It may be oral tradition that man put to writing. So a lot of these stuff that's in the Bible probably predate biblical time. All right, so I'll go online, all right, and these are just some of the documents that I printed out and that I've been reading for a certain period of time. Now I'm going to read you an excerpt from Seasoning the Slave, and this is from Black Voice News, and this was taken from a book called How to Make a Slave, and that's that book is by Velma Mayer Thomas. You can find that book on Amazon, and you can buy that book and you can read it. All right, and that book refers to the process of making a slave. Seasoning, like you see, people love to read and talk about you're in your season. It's not a good thing, people. People love to preach and people love to prophesy and talk about you're in your season. Seasoning consists of brutal method of physical and psychological conditioning. So brutal, in fact, that 7 to 50% of slaves are estimated to have died. That's the seasoning process. All right, and I'm gonna go to and it also deals with the average life expectancy of a slave during the seasoning process, and it also goes to tell you that a seasoned slave is worth more than an unseasoned slave. And in this day and age, the seasoned slave is what's conditioning the new slave. It's like when you go into a church, they assign you to somebody that's gonna teach you the ropes of that church. You see what I'm saying? And during the seasoning process, you are stripped of your name, you are stripped of your identity. you are stripped of whatever your religious belief was, and you are turned to the religion of your slave master, and you're taught how not to rebel, you're taught how not to how not to fight against anything that has to do with your enslavement. You see what I'm saying? All right. Now, I go back over to what role the church play in the enslavement process of black people or people in general. What role does the church play in that? All right. If you are not of the church, you are considered an infidel. All right. So the Pope sent out a papal bull. All right, which is a decree saying that. So that's why you see some people every minute in the pulpit a decree and declare and all of these kind of things. Ignorance is a bliss. Ignorance is a bliss. The Pope sent out a papal bill. All right, Inter Caetera, in which he authorized Spain and Portugal to colonize the Americas and its native people as subjects. The decree asserts the right of Spain and Portugal to colonize, convert, and enslave. It also justifies the enslavement of Africans. That's the church, people. Now you're gonna say, oh, that was the Church of Rome. The Church of Rome is the original church. All right. They made the Bible as you know it today. You see what I'm saying? The Church of Rome made the Bible as you know it today. It's just that there was a conflict between the Church of Rome and the Church of England, and they split during the Protestant movement. At that time, there was a 30-year war where Christians was fighting against Christians. Christians was killing Christians based on difference in belief. You see what I'm saying? Does your pastor sit up in front of you and teach you this? Tell you these things? No. Your pastor not going to tell you these things, because your pastor is a seasoned slave, and his duty is to maintain slavery. So you don't really see the condition of slavery. All you're seeing is that one day you're going to go to a better place. You're going to go to a different place. That's the job of your pastor. And the better the pastor is at doing that, he will be rewarded. Joel Osteen. Kenneth Copeland. Murdoch. Over there in Africa, all those rich pastors over in Africa. The better they are with condition enslaved or seasoned enslaved, is the more they're going to be rewarded. And the government and the colonizer, as long as they're doing the job that's benefit colonization, they will not bother them. You will have some watchdog company or watchdog group rise up against them, but the bigger government entity will not crack down on them. Think about it. So I go back to the scriptures that I was reading. All right. You know, back in ancient days, the early church, they have what they call sola scriptura, which means the scripture should only be read by a certain sect of people. All right, you got you have people like Ignatius, that was totally in for that, because I feel like regular people should not be reading the Bible because they're gonna interpret it wrong. And this boils down to what happened in Jamaica with Kevin Smith. All right, because he was interpreting the Bible away, even though he was interpreting, he was making it real. All right, he was making it real. So I'm gonna find and by making it real, he caused people to kill themselves. Now, there's a movement called modernism, all right, in the Catholic Church, all right. It breeds rationalists. It causes people to have rational thinking, a rational approach to the Bible. The rationalism that was an aspect of the modernism took a skeptic view of the meaning of the Bible by focusing on the text alone and ignoring what the church fathers said. So forget what you learn as a kid and start thinking critical. Have some form of critical thinking. Alright? And others have historically thought about it. So forget it. Think. Open your mind up and think, people. This Bible is a good book, and it's also a very, very dangerous book when interpreted incorrectly. You see what I'm saying? And it also, on this page, you also go into secularism, modern physiological thinking, enlightenment. You see what I'm saying? And it goes all the way down to, you know, there's so much information. I can't go through it. I can't go through it in one day. Evaluation of dogs, man. You see what I'm saying? So this thing here is for you to have some form of knowledge of how to break this thing down. You know, the Pope did a papal bull which authorized the Christians to wage war, capture, and convert and enslave people. And they call them infidels, because what? If you don't believe like the way they believe, you're called an infidel and you're supposed to be enslaved. So why should I be here defending church? And why should I, what soul you're trying to gain? Think about the soul that you're trying to gain and what you're gaining this soul for. It has nothing to do with no God coming back. It has absolutely nothing to do with no God coming back, people. What we're doing is we're working for the devil. We're winning soul for the devil. The devil is the God of this earth. We are winning soul for the devil, and the only person who's gonna benefit from it is the devil. That's the basic bottom line, people. The only person who's gonna benefit from it is the devil, because the moment you condition these slaves so that they're comfortable in whatever living condition they're in, the only person gonna benefit from it is the devil, the slave master. And we are still in slavery. The fight is still on. It's full-fledged still on. There's no difference. I don't want no waste people come and try critique my thing. So may I say? I don't want no waste people come and try critique my thing, because what? The Bible that you're reading is a slave manual. It's written for that condition. It's written for that purpose. You see what I'm saying? To condition your mind to accept the situation that you're in and think that there's a God that ordained you to be in that condition. And for you to try to pray yourself out, to appease that God, to pray yourself out of that condition. You are either in your seasoning or you are a seasoned slave. You see what I'm saying? I walk away from that, people. I walk away from that. And I'm comfortable with myself. If you're comfortable being a slave, continue being a slave. I'm not a slave to religion. There is enough information on the internet where internet is more than just Facebook and YouTube. And there, right there on YouTube, you can search this information, and there are videos that will read to you the same information that I'm reading to you. All right, there's a Christian teacher that teaches Bible school on YouTube called Bruce Gore. He's an excellent teacher. Alright? He's an excellent teacher. When I want to go for videos, that's who I go to. Right now, that's the only Christian person I would sit down and listen to. Bruce Gore. Because what? He read the thing like it is and he explain it to you the way it is. He don't sugarcoat it and he don't go around the corner. He don't beat around the bush with it. He read the thing and he explain it like it is. Bruce Gore. That's the only person I listen to on Facebook and on YouTube. Family, it's a wake up time. You see what happened down in Jamaica with Kevin Smith? There's a lot more of it gonna happen. So I'm saying, because he's not the only pastor out there with that kind of mind frame and that kind of mindset. So it will happen again. Now my duty as the catalyst is to warn people before this happens. Or my duty is try to stop it before it happens. So whoever wanna fight with me and who wanna argue words with me, what you are doing is you are aiding and abetting these pastors with the psychological problem to, in the future, near future, act out on their psychosis. And you are preparing people to be subjected to these things. Because what? You are fighting against me, waking people and trying to tell people, listen, pay attention to these things. You are helping these people into a mental state where they will be conditioned to pastor killing them or pastor allowing them to kill one another. So I'm saying, but I'm the catalyst and my job will always be my job to go before and warn people of events that is about to unfold. Margie.